What is going on, guys? It's your boy Justin. In this video, I'm gonna be going over this trade I'm in currently on US oil. Currently floating like $5,700 US oil. We took a great trade on US oil. And what I want to do over the next few moments that we're going to share is I'm going to show you guys where I actually sent out that signal. I'm going to go ahead and post that here on the chart. I sent that in our free signals community. It's 100% free to join. All you need to do is have money to fund in your trading account and then just trade alongside us. The numbers are going to be slightly different from the trading view numbers I'm about to share with you. The reason being is just because different brokers have different liquidity providers and they have different data feeds. TVC US oil might be different from the FXCM US oil compared to the broker that I like to use, right? But nonetheless, charts are charts, setups are setups. They all work the same way. But once again, here's the screenshot of the original trade with the entry and the original analysis. And now let's go to the actual charts and see where we're at now. All right, so for oil, this is the specific entry that we're going to be looking at. I don't have my analysis on here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over the analysis with you guys. So when I was looking at oil yesterday, I seen that oil put in this low and then we put in this high. Overall, I know that oil is been a little bit bearish. It's making these legs to the downside, and we just had this big extension down. And even though we had a big retracement, all it really did was it retraced into a supply and demand zone up here, and it mitigated off that zone. And now I want to see price go much lower, right? So if we continue this pattern, we should maybe see another swing down to maybe these lows. My overall target is going to be this sell to buy movement down here. Okay, now that I have the higher time frame idea, or the higher time frame bias kind of set up for oil, now what I want to do is I want to start scaling down to the lower time frames. I'm going to go ahead and just delete some of the stuff that I just drew because it's not relevant to our setup right now. And I just like to have a clear chart. All right, so in regards to having that clear chart, when I was looking at this market, I was, just for the sake of time, I'll put this replay tool on. When I started looking at price was literally at this candle here. This bearish candle had just closed, and we were on this next candle after this bearish engulfing, right? First thing I saw was a buy to sell movement that was followed by this bearish engulfing, big bearish engulfing. And not just that, but I saw that we had broken past all these previous lows, right? If there was any downside liquidity, sell side liquidity, whatever, it had been taken out. So cool, boom, that's the first thing. The next thing is I'm looking at the overall move. And what I mean by that is I'm looking at this whole wave to the upside. Now, if I zoom in on it and we really just focus in on this area, we have this big bearish candle to the downside that started this big move up. And all throughout time, we've had healthy price action. What do I mean by that? It means that the wicks are meeting on both ends. There's a little imbalance left here. We have efficient pricing. Inefficient pricing is where orders aren't fulfilled. Efficient pricing is where you have wicks and candlesticks on both sides that fulfill each other, right? If you don't know what that means, take some time, study, learn what that means. All it really means is that there's not that many imbalances that are left within price. So we have healthy price action, and then we come to where we're currently at. Right now, just kind of mark off some stuff. There's a little itty bitty imbalance there. I don't know if it's a true imbalance. There's an imbalance potentially here. I don't know if it's a true imbalance either, but I saw this big bearish sell to buy candle that started this whole move. So in regards to it, this is my downside target, right? So now I have a target. Cool. Now that I have a target, what I want to do is I want to focus on the next part of my trade, which is going to be finding an entry. For me, I see this institutional sponsorship candle, this buy to sell candle, this order block, whatever you want to call it, right? I see this big order block candle right here. So I'm going to measure it out, the body to the body. I'm going to find where the equilibrium of that candle is, and that is here. That is a rough average of where majority of the volume in that candle resides, and I'm going to just simply wait. Now, price is pulling back. We've put in that low. When that happened, I took my fib from fib high to fib low, and it tells me that my overall entry area aligns with the overall 61, 71, 78.6, 88.6 zone, which gives me more, not necessarily confirmation, but I like when it does that. Now, for me, I didn't scale down to lower time frames. I could have scaled and got maybe a little bit of a better entry if I kept scaling and I kept doing that. I mean, just for the sake of this, This was my entry here. Stops were right at the high. My entry was here with a swing target. I have a swing target of down here. So this is about a 1 to 10. My stop might have been a little bit bigger. I'm not exactly sure right now. I don't have my original analysis in front of me, but that was that. Now, if I would have went to the lower time frames and refined my candle and refined it, yeah, I could have got a little bit of a better entry, whatever. Maybe I went to another time frame and did the same thing, whatever. Doesn't necessarily matter. Now, the beautiful thing about this is we just came through during the New York session today. Today is the 6th of November. We had some nice movements, some nice follow through, and now we are currently here at this candle. Now, in a regular setup based on the fib, I would already TP and be out because it has hit my negative 27, and we're already at a 1 to 4 as of now. Now, this isn't a normal setup because I'm looking at this as a major swing, right? I'm looking at this with multi-time frame analysis. Multi-time frame analysis is telling me that, hey, if price just made this big swing down and it made another equal or equivalent swing down, that 9 times out of 10, we're not necessarily done. We probably need to make another swing down, right? Now, that's what that's telling me. What price is telling me is that we went to the upside very, very, very fast, and momentum is on the other side. What do I mean by that? If we look at price, we can say that date range. Price went down very, very fast in this example, right? From this high, from this high to this low, it was 25 bars. All right. Now let's do that again. From our low to this high, this was about 29 bars, right? Let's change the color on that. All right, sick. Now let's do it again. From this high to this new low, this was roughly 35 bars, right? Now, from this high to this low, this was 31 bars. Now I'm seeing, okay, momentum's kind of changing directions a little bit, right? It's going faster up than it was going down. Whoop, I jacked this up. Hold on, I gotta change the colors. This was red and this was purple, all right? So it's going faster down than it is pulling back. And then now it's changing speed. It's going faster up. Now we're pulling back down. From here to where we're currently at is technically a correction because of the momentum. Even though we didn't break structure, momentum is telling me it's to the upside, right? So my thought process is there's two things that could happen. The overall idea or the overall concept of what I'd like to see happen is, hey, we're in an overall bearish market. We're here. We caught our entry. We're here. We caught a re-entry to sell, and we want to go down lower. If this happens, that's what I would overall like to see. But because of the momentum and the speed of the market, I'm thinking that, hey, maybe this is just a correction to catch an entry here, and then we start swinging faster to the upside, right? So you have to take in multiple different things into account when it comes down to you and your trading, and momentum and speed is definitely one. For me right now, momentum and speed, it looks like right now on the intraday or the lower time frames perspective that the speed is definitely to the downside. Notice how fast speed and momentum wise we dropped, and then we chop, pull back, entry, and then we dropped, right? But that could just be leading us to our overall area of interest where we could potentially mitigate and see what happens. As of right now, we're floating $5,700. We're floating $5,500, pretty much at the same place we were at. But, over the next couple of days, we're going to monitor this and see how it goes. But, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. I don't do very much live trading analysis here on YouTube. I'll definitely start doing it, but this is a trade that I took in real time. We're currently in it. We're floating profits. Stops are at break even. It's completely risk-free. And this is a trade that I sent out to, over 3,000 plus people in our free community. Now, if you want to join and be a part of our free community, the free community, it's a lively community. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner trader, an advanced trader, if you're somebody who's not profitable, or maybe you're profitable, maybe you're seeking consistency, maybe you just want more trade opportunities or ideas to align with your own. Whatever it may be, we have some of the best guys sending out gold trades. We have some of the best guys sending out NAS 100 trades. And then we have oil, and then people like me that are doing, FX and commodities and, energies and whatever it might be. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Make sure you like, subscribe if you want to see more content, and we're going to keep the content going and rolling. With that being said, I appreciate y'all's time today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.